Tokyo Ghoul had one of the greatest first seasons in anime history, then somehow managed to fumble almost everything that came after it. How does that happen? How do you build something that perfect and then watch it collapse under its own potential? Welcome back to Adoogez, and today we're reviewing Tokyo Ghoul, the horror action series that gave us one of the most haunting protagonists, transformations in the genre, and then left half its fan base in the cold. Here's the premise, completely spoiler-free. Kaneki is a quiet, bookish college student living in Tokyo, a city where flesh-eating creatures called ghouls secretly walk among humans. After a near-fatal encounter, he wakes up as something in between. Not fully human, not fully ghoul, caught between two worlds, neither of which will fully accept him. That identity crisis is the entire engine of the show. Commercially, Tokyo Ghoul is a massive success on paper. The manga sold over 47 million copies worldwide. The anime drove record streaming numbers on Funimation and Crunchyroll throughout the 2010s. 2017 live-action film produced in Japan grossed approximately 1.1 billion yen domestically, which translates to roughly $10 million, a solid return for a mid-budget live-action anime adaptation. Franchise-wide, Tokyo Ghoul is a multi-hundred-million-dollar property. The numbers are strong. The discourse, however, is complicated. The central question Tokyo Ghoul asks is deceptively simple. What makes someone human? Is it biology? Is it empathy? Is it choice? Kaneki stands at that intersection, and the show uses his body as a battleground for that question. He still thinks like a human, he still feels like a human, but the world now treats him as a predator. That tension is portrayed with genuine emotional intelligence in season 1, and it's what makes the show hit so differently from other horror anime. What elevates this theme is that neither side is romanticized. Humans in this world are fearful, violent, and organized in their cruelty. Ghouls are desperate, hunted, and capable of both brutality and profound loyalty. The show refuses to let you settle into comfortable categories. Good and evil aren't assigned by species here. They're assigned by circumstance. And that moral complexity is where Tokyo Ghoul is genuinely special. Kaneki's arc in season 1 is one of the most psychologically rich character journeys in horror anime. You watch a gentle, introverted boy slowly absorb trauma after trauma until something inside him fundamentally breaks. And the show doesn't rush that. Every crack is earned. Every shift in his eyes, his posture, his voice is deliberate. By the time his appearance changes in the final episodes of season 1, you don't just see it visually. You feel the entire journey that led him there. The white hair moment is iconic for a reason. It's not just aesthetically striking, it's thematically earned. It signals the depth of who Kaneki used to be and the birth of something far more dangerous. That kind of visual storytelling, where a character's appearance mirrors their psychological state, is a show operating at its absolute ceiling. Season 1 Kaneki is a master class in slow burn transformation. Here's where we have to be real. Tokyo Ghoul Route A. Season 2 made the controversial decision to deviate from the manga entirely and follow an original storyline. The result was a season that felt narratively disconnected, emotionally hollow, and deeply unsatisfying for manga readers and anime-only viewers alike. Key story arcs were skipped. Character motivations became unclear. The emotional payoff that Season 1 had been building toward simply never arrived. Tokyo Ghoul the third and fourth seasons attempted to course correct by returning to the source material, but the pacing was so compressed that entire story arcs from the manga were reduced to a few rushed episodes. Characters introduced with weight and significance were given almost no room to breathe. For fans of the manga, it was painful. For anime-only viewers, it was just confusing. The adaptation quality across seasons 2 through 5 is the single biggest reason this franchise doesn't sit in the same conversation as its peers.
Yo, I still fucking stab him! Hydrochloric acid! His bag I grabbed him and the fingers stuck up like calabasas!
Let's lay it out plainly because this is Adoogez and we call it as we see it. The pacing collapse from Season 2 onward is not a minor issue. It fundamentally undermines the emotional investment Season 1 builds so carefully. Characters like Tuka, who carry enormous narrative weight in the source material, are underdeveloped on screen. Entire factions and power dynamics are introduced without sufficient context, leaving casual viewers genuinely lost. The tonal inconsistency between seasons is also jarring. Season 1 is tightly wound, atmospheric, and emotionally coherent. Season 3 and 4 feel like a different show entirely. Almost like the production team changed their understanding of what Tokyo Ghoul is supposed to be. That inconsistency doesn't just disappoint, it actively damages the legacy of what Season 1 built. And that's genuinely frustrating, because the source material was always there, waiting to be adapted properly. So here's the final word from Adoogez. Tokyo Ghoul Season 1 is a near flawless piece of horror anime. Dark, psychologically rich, and beautifully produced. Everything after it ranges from disappointing to genuinely poor. Taken as a complete series, it's a frustrating watch because you can see exactly how great it could have been. Season 1 alone earns a 9.0 out of 10. A hard S tier. The full series as a package sits at a 6.5 out of 10. Watch Season 1. Read the manga for the rest. Here's what I need from you in the comments right now. If Studio Pierrot adapted Tokyo Ghoul faithfully from start to finish, do you think it would be in the same tier as Attack on Titan and Death Note? Yes or no? And tell me why. I read every single comment. And if Adoogez is new to you, hit subscribe because we don't do casual reviews here. We go all the way in, every single time. See you in the next one.
くの中に誰